masks and white coats, wearing little black packs on their backs, either bare-fisted or carrying improvised clubs. It was all very unusual. Weight of numbers forced me back, but I caught one of them under the chin with my toe while a hard jab to the solar plexus polished off another. Then I had my shoulders to the wall, and they began to swarm over me. I smashed one of them across the back of the neck, and he fell, and vanished halfway to the floor. This was very interesting. The number of people in the room began to change rapidly now as some of the men I hit snuffed out of sight. This was a good thing that helped even the odds, except for the fact that others kept appearing out of thin air at about the same rate. I struggled to get to the door, could not make it. Then the club got me in the side of the head and scrambled my brains nicely. After that, it was like trying to fight in slow motion underwater. I hit a few more of them, but my heart wasn't really in it. They had my arms and legs and began to drag me from the room. I writhed about a certain amount and cursed them fluently in a half-dozen languages, but all of this had just about the results you would expect. They rushed me from the room and down the corridor and into the waiting elevator. One of them held up a canister, and I tried to turn my head away, but the blast of gas caught me full in the face. It did nothing for me that I could feel, though I did get angrier, kicking and snapping my teeth and shouting insults. The masked men mumbled back in what might have been irritated mumbles, which only goaded me to greater fury. By the time we reached our destination, I was ready to kill, which I normally do not find easy to do, and certainly would have if I hadn't been strapped into a gadgety electric chair and had electrodes fastened to my wrists and ankles. "Tell them that Jim DeGrees died like a man, you dogs!" I shouted, not without a certain amount of slavering and foaming. A metal helmet was lowered over my head, and just before it covered my face, I managed to call out, "Up the Special Corps, and up your—" Darkness descended, and I was aware that death or electrocution or brain destruction or worse was imminent. Nothing happened, and the helmet was raised again, and one of the attackers gave me another shot in the face from a canister, and I felt the overwhelming anger draining away as fast as it had arrived. I blinked a bit at this and saw that they were freeing my arms and legs. I also saw that most of them had their masks off now, and were recognizable as Corps technicians and scientists who usually puttered about this lab. "Someone wouldn't like to tell me just what the hell is going on, would they?" "Let me fix this first," one of them said, a gray-haired man with buck teeth like old yellow gravestones caught between his lips. He hung one of the black boxes from my shoulder and pulled a length of wire from it that had a metal button on the end. He touched the button to the back of my neck where it stuck. "You're Professor Koipu, aren't you?" "I am." The teeth moved up and down like piano keys. "Would you think me rude if I asked for an explanation?"
Not at all, only natural under the circumstances. Terribly sorry we had to rough you up. Only way. Get you off balance, keep you angry. The angry mind exists only for itself, and can survive by itself. If we had tried to reason, to tell you the problem, we would have defeated our own purpose. So we attacked. Gave you the anger gas as well as breathed it ourselves. Only thing to do. Oh, blast, there goes Magistero. It's getting stronger even in here."
One of the white-coated men shimmered and grew transparent, then vanished. "Inskip went that way," I said.
"He would, first to go, you know."
"Why?" I asked, smiling warmly, thinking that this was the most idiotic conversation I had ever had.
"They are after the Corps. Pick off the top people first."
"Who?"
"Don't know."
I heard my teeth grating together, but managed to keep my temper. "Would you kindly explain in greater detail or find someone who can make more sense of this affair than you have been doing?"
Sorry, my fault entirely."
He dabbed at a beading of sweat on his forehead, and a whisk of red tongue dampened the dry ends of his teeth.
"It all came about so fast, you know. Emergency measures, everything. Time war, I imagine one might call it. Someone, somewhere, when is tampering with time. And naturally they had to pick the Special Corps as their first target, no matter what other ambitions they might have. Since the Corps is the most effective, most widespread, supranational and supraplanetal law enforcement organization in the history of the galaxy, we automatically become the main obstacle in their path. Sooner or later, in any ambitious time-changing plan, they run up against the Corps. They have therefore elected to do it soonest.